Welcome to another episode of For the Record. So I just want to give everybody an update. My life's been kind of hectic. We've been moving, helping my family move. I'm going to be moving all my stuff soon. Just waiting on my apartment. So last week I didn't have a video, didn't really have time. Worked 60 hours plus moving, so no really days off lately, but I did pick up some records that I did want to show you guys. I wanted to show you guys some of my records I got the last couple weeks. Really good finds and good deals, I would say. So I'm going to start off with the very first one. First record I got a couple weeks ago I bought was Sublime self-titled album. I bought it because the price was right. It's a gatefold, it's a double LP, it's an audiophile sticker on the front when I bought it. It's 180 gram, and this album reminds me of my junior high, mainly, and high school years of school, and a lot of my friends that I used to hang out with back then that I don't get to see a lot. My friend Maxine passed away, and she was one of my best friends. Rest in peace, Maxine, I love you. This album reminds me a lot of her. So I hold this album deeply near my heart, and always will. Like, I really do love this album a lot. And hi Dawn, if you're watching this. She's actually one of the people I actually do still talk to. Great friend of mine. So this whole album's good front to back. What I Got, Wrong Way, and where was the other one? Santeria. Those were all singles off this. I think every single song off this album is amazing. It Sucks, the lead singer, died right after. I believe his name was Bradley. He was a really good guitarist, really good musician. I just want to show you guys. They actually put like all the album artwork in this too. Like, look at that. He just had a kid before, this album came out. Sucks that he died too, because Sublime really got a lot of fame after this album, and like, look, they got cool pictures like this in it. Got that one, and like I said, it's double LP. Every song is amazing. I love Sublime. I'm actually planning on owning all their albums on vinyl. So the next one, I really want to show you guys this one. So I bought this off eBay about a week or so ago, and it was on eBay. Somebody posted it. It was brand new, still in the wrapping paper. This album came out 5 years ago, 2014. It's a gatefold. It's all there. Wicked, wicked, wicked cool. I love Slipknot, and I love this album. Now, everybody said this is pretty much like the most hated album, I feel like, from everybody, because every time I play this album, everybody's like, oh, that album, or I don't know why you like that album so much. It's like pretty much almost everybody's least favorite. I love every Slipknot album, so I get it. It's not their best one, but it's still a great album, and if you understand the reasoning behind it and the grieving, they lost, band member, and you know what I mean, like, people died, like, they went through a lot of stuff. You gotta understand. So, but the kicker on this, okay, they make, 25 bucks I paid. They posted it on eBay. It was originally like 30 or 35, something like that, for buy now, brand new. So I put it on watch, and I watched it. So I got a notification saying it got marked down. It was down to 25 bucks. I was like, wow, Slipknot, it's a double LP for 25 bucks. Screw it, it's got free shipping, I'll take it. It's brand new, it's still in the package, you know what I mean? That's about what most records cost downtown that are double LPs. Usually I can get like a discount if I have membership or whatever at BAM, so it's usually like about 20 bucks by the time I'm done. But anyways, needless to say, it comes in, it's in one of these, which I gotta get the master sleeves to put them in. But what I didn't know was that it was a limited edition transparent green. And supposedly there's only 1,000 copies of these made. I actually looked it up because I was so shocked when I opened it. Like, I was really confused. I was like, they must have sent me the wrong one. I mean, this isn't, you know. But also the way I look at it is every day I wake up, I try to be honest. I try to be me. I try to be who I am and nobody else. And I want to do the right thing in life. I don't take things that are not mine. I work hard for everything I own. And I feel like this is pretty much God blessing me. This is my luck. Like, that was pure luck. Like, I don't know if the guy knew what he had, or I don't know if he... It wasn't open, so I don't know if he got this off somebody and he didn't realize that it was a special edition or something. He just thought it was like the regular black record or whatnot. But if you end up watching this video, whoever you are, he was from New York, I know he was on eBay. If you ever see this video, thank you. Alright, I really appreciate that. This record is amazing, and I was super stoked that it was the green one. Like, I was not expecting that whatsoever. Like, I own 3 Slipknot albums now. This is a great one to add to my collection, and for the price that I paid for it, you can't beat that. That's... Alright, so for today's record I wanted to talk about, which is a pretty popular one, everybody knows, is Nirvana, Nevermind. So this is probably Nirvana's, well, it is Nirvana's most popular album. Well, because of Smells Like Teen Spirit, one of the singles, which they also had Come As You Are, and I believe, was it Lithium? That was the other single. But they were all good tracks. Every single song on this is good. And one thing I like about Nirvana is I feel like there's not one album of theirs that sounds alike. They have a style of music, but each song is different. So, like, you can't say that this album sounds exactly like In Utero, because In Utero does not sound like Nevermind. They're different in their own way. And a lot of people may argue that this album is overrated and, you know, it's just overplayed and, you know, Kurt Cobain, this wasn't even music, or you can argue what you want. But for somebody like me who grew up in the 90s, watching Nirvana on TV, I remember when Kurt Cobain died, and like, this was before I was a real hardcore Nirvana fan. I loved Nirvana since, like, I don't even know how, maybe like 6, 7, 8, something like that, easily before 10 years old. We had Nirvana on cassette tape. We had this on cassette tape. We had In Utero on cassette tape when they came out. I remember when albums were released back then. This one was released September 24th, 1991. I don't remember the actual release of this, but I do remember when it came out. Like, when I seen it in stores. I don't remember exact day, you know what I mean? Like, I can't go that far back, but I just wish that more people were interested in, like, I wish we had more Nirvana. Like, we only have the same albums that we've had for years because Kurt Cobain died, and it's a real tragedy because I really wish he was here to make us great music. Like, he made amazing music. So, like, each Nirvana album there is, like, I plan on owning every single Nirvana album that I can on vinyl. Like, even if it's a bootleg live album or something, like, I really do cherish his music because it was one of a kind. He wasn't like anybody else. He was himself. He was true to himself. And I just feel like that's just the best way to be. So, like, in this one, you get the little art form like you would normally. I remember having the CD back in the day. I never owned the actual cassette tape. My brother had the cassette tape back when we were younger. That was probably more when the album first came out, because he was like a hardcore Nirvana fan before me. I started listening to Nirvana because he listened to Nirvana, and I got into it after that. I remember having the cassette tape. I used to have this little boom box, and then when I go over to my gram, she had this little purple boom box, but it had the double cassette tape side, but mine only had a one cassette tape thing in, so I could only play them. I could only record stuff that was like off a CD or off the radio. So I went over to her house, and I would bring a cassette tape with me and a blank one, so I could dub my own cassette tapes. So if I borrowed somebody's cassette tape, I'd go over to my gram so I could dub it, because we didn't have one, or I'd have to go over to my aunt and uncle's house. And they always made sure that I had, like, Guns N' Roses on tape, like, as soon as it came out, like, certain albums. They always just made sure that we had, you know, the music that we wanted. I remember when my uncle introduced me to Stone Temple Pilots and Alice in Chains and, you know, all these different types of music throughout the years. And I think, you know, if you haven't ever experienced like an album, I feel like experiencing an album, like whether it's a CD, cassette tape, because I remember back in the day opening up, like I said, with the cassette tapes and looking at the artwork and just everything that goes along with it. So like now today, because I work so much and I don't have a lot of time for things, and you know, I like to play video games, I like to hang out with my kid, I like to go do other stuff, but I don't always have time to just do what I want or do what, you know, we have things that we just gotta do, and I don't have a lot of time because I work 60 hours a week. So at least, at the very least, I have time to put on a record and listen to 20-minute side of a record, you know, whatever it may be. So for me, collecting records is it, and I like the physical form of it. I like to actually look at the artwork, and that's the part I miss so much about these days, is where I feel like everybody's on their phone. They don't have the physical art form. I mean, yeah, you can collect CDs still. Like, I wouldn't mind CDs, but I've done that so many times, and I feel like records is what I'm going to do right now. It's what I want, and I feel like it's the better way to collect music if you can. I'm not knocking CDs or tapes. If that's your thing, then I highly suggest you do it, especially if it makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about being true to yourself. And I want you guys to know too, I just started a Patreon, so if you want to support me, you can through there. Any money that I usually like really end up getting off this is just to go into more records and more stuff for the channel, because I work, I can pay my bills. I'm not looking to make $1 million off YouTube or anything. I'm not looking to make any money, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just looking for followers and people. I'm looking for people to find to talk to in the vinyl community, because right now, like, I have a couple people that I know that collect records and stuff, but it's very few in between, and I feel like I'm mainly by myself on this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for more people out there, and I feel like this is the way to do it. And I would love to hear what anybody else has to say. I'd love to talk to somebody about records all day. I would love to have somebody that has the same interest in me for once, because it gets sick and tiring of being all alone. Like, I'm not trying to bitch about it. It is what it is. Like, I can go on with my day, but somebody's out there. I know somebody out there collects records. Like, come find me. Let's have a conversation. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are missing these days. Everybody's sucked into their damn phones and stuff. Like, yeah, it's cool and all, but put it down. Take the time to talk to somebody, okay? Like, it's cool to watch a video or two. I do it all the time. I'm on YouTube a lot myself, but I take the time to spend time with my kid, or I take the time to go to work, and where I'm not on my phone all day at work. I put on music at work. I go do work. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm there to get paid for. That's why I'm a manager. That's just the whole thing. So, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Keep spinning that vinyl if you are. If you guys ever want to talk about any good albums, please let me know. I feel like this is a good, solid album. It's an 8 out of 10 easily. Maybe a 10 out of 10. I love this album. I hope you guys have a great day. Join my Patreon. You guys want to, you know, talk to me, whatever, find out what I get before I post videos, see my record collection, whatever, like, just get a hold of me on Facebook or YouTube or Patreon, alright? I'll leave the links below, alright? Have a good day. Peace.